Doesn't it feel good to gather together on a day like today after a night like last night for a change? Doesn't it feel better to be able to celebrate what was a huge victory for the home team, for our side? If you're on a side, if you don't want this president to be reelected, you couldn't have been happy with last night. As Megyn Kelly, of all people, tweeted out, Donald Trump won this debate handily. Biden wasn't a force at all. Trump was substantive, on point, well-tempered, definitely helped himself when it mattered most. Will it move the needle? We'll see. We're 11 days away. Let me just play a little montage for you of what it sounded like if you missed the debate, if you were one of the few. This was a montage that Fox News Channel put together. There's so many great moments. And importantly, there were takeaways about the stark differences between the vision of Joe, we're going to have a dark winter Biden, and Donald, success will unite us again, Trump. Completely different visions. One side, the challenger, wants to shut this country down, keep us in misery, doom, despair. The other side, the incumbent, says, we're living with this virus, we're opening this economy, and we're going to be better as success begets success. Optimism. Sort of the Ronald Reagan city on the hill, the shining city on the hill. Joe Biden wants to turn the lights out on that city, and everybody knows it. And what we saw last night was a president who was disciplined. He never got mad. He was on point all night, mastery of all the issues, had a command of everything from energy to immigration to domestic to foreign policies. Joe Biden was just mad. He was an angry old man, glaring and mumbling to himself. He lost stamina. He looked at his watch, which was a bad move for George H.W. Bush. Everybody knows it was a big, big, impressive victory for the President of the United States at the debate last night, moderated by NBC's Kristen Welker.
We're about to go into a dark winter, and he has no clear plan.
I don't think we're going to have a dark winter at all. We're opening up our country.
Everything that's going on here about Russia is wanting to make sure that I do not get elected the next president of the United States because they know I know them and they know me.
Joe got $3.5 million from Russia. I never got any money from Russia. There has been nobody tougher to Russia. Somebody just had a news conference a little while ago who was essentially supposed to work with you and your family. But what he said was, I think you have to clean it up and talk to the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. Foreign countries are paying you a lot.
I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million. We have 180 million people out there that have great private health care, far more than we're talking about with Obamacare. Joe Biden is going to terminate all of those policies.
Not one single person with private insurance would lose their insurance under my plan, nor did they under Obamacare. The idea that the stock market is booming is his only measure of what's happening. Where I come from in Scranton and Claymont, the people don't live off of the stock market.
401ks,
we're going to move on.
401ks are through the roof.
We're going to move on.
Stock are through the roof.
All right.
And he doesn't come from Scranton. That's like he lived there for a short period of time before he even knew it.
We're going to move on
and
to
he
the
left.
next.
They did it. We changed the policy.
Your response
to that? They did it. We changed.
Did not.
They built the cages. Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who
we're
built the
talking
cages,
about.
Joe?
Let's talk about what we're talking about. What happened? Parents were ripped, their kids were ripped from their arms and separated. And now they cannot find over 500 sets of those parents.
One question. Who built the cages? I'd love you to ask him that. Who built the cages?
Let me ask about...
Made a mistake. It took too long to get it right.
He had 8 years he was vice president. He did nothing except build cages to keep children in. Why didn't he do it 4 years ago? Why didn't you do that 4 years ago, even less than that? Why didn't you do it? You were vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're going to do and you're going to do this, but you were there just a short time ago and you guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama, because you did a poor job.
You know who I am. You know who he is. You know his character. You know my character. The character of the country is on the ballot.
Don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling you a corrupt politician.
Wow. I've never been more delighted with a presidential debate in my life. And there were so many important policy takeaways. Forget that I'm glad the tone and the tenor was better and there wasn't all the interrupting and the yelling and the back and forth. They did a great job. Threatening a candidate or a president with a mute button is obviously highly effective because it was a great night to hear the differences and important takeaways. We'll get to Biden promising to decimate the oil industry, gas and oil. We'll get to that. How about, let's start with healthcare. How about healthcare? How about the idea that Biden repeated what PolitiFact called the 2013 lie of the year, one of the most audacious lies ever told to the American people? You like your insurance, you get to keep your insurance, and nobody lost their private insurance under Obamacare. It bears repeating to listen to Biden's whopper last night.
The idea that I want to eliminate private insurance, the reason why I had such a fight with 20 candidates for the nomination was I support private insurance. That's why I did. Not one single person with private insurance would lose their insurance under my plan, nor did they under Obamacare. They did not lose their insurance unless they chose they wanted to go to something else.
Wow. 4 million people got forced off their existing insurance plans because of Obamacare, and 2 million more at least would suffer the same fate the next year. It was a complete lie. It is right up there with read my lips, no new taxes. And there's a lot of that with Biden. Nobody under 400,000 is going to see a tax increase. Everybody knows that's a lie. Nobody lost their health care under Obamacare. Bald-faced lie. I mean, unreal. It's not even in dispute. As Ed Morrissey pointed out over at Hot Air, it was so glaringly obvious that Obama himself had to go to NBC News to apologize on camera in an interview with Chuck Todd. Think Biden forgot that? Did he think everyone else forgot that? That is unreal. Again, PolitiFact called this lie the 2013 lie of the year. That's how bad it is. And Biden doubled down last night, and everybody saw it. Wow, big night.